Okay. Hi. Let's see here. Okay. I can't believe, this is my first live of 2020. I know. So shocking, right? Okay. It's coming. Hello. Hi. Thanks for joining. How are you today? What should I say? How you doing? You alright? Get a couple people a few minutes too. How's your Tuesday going? I don't know why I thought it was Monday for a moment. I literally thought it was Monday. Um, that was yesterday. But I hope your week has been good. How's your week been? And I'm gonna like a couple more seconds for people to come in. I know it takes like a little minute to see, and you can drop in the chat. I'm right here. So, oh, sweet. Okay. So hi, hello everyone. How are you? I should say, how you doing? You all right? If you do not know, I am Dr. LaQuita J, and I help pharmacists live life to the full, honey. I do. Okay, so as you saw the title, today is Face the Pain. It's time to look inward, and I really want to hop into it today because oftentimes we see pain and things of that nature. And you may be wondering, like, girl, where you been at? Honestly, taking a break. If I'm honest, doing a lot of inward thinking, and some things we'll be going over today. A lot of inward thinking, things of that nature. So, first things first was talking about pain. Like, how do you? Oftentimes, we see pain as this negative thing, like it's a thing of discomfort. Let's get into definitions, right? Because I came prepared today. So, pain. Pain, according to Webster's dictionary, is defined as a localized or generalized, unpleasant, bodily sensation or complex of sensations that causes mild to severe physical discomfort and emotional distress, and typically results from bodily disorder. Hmm. You see that word discomfort? Discomfort, according to Webster, is defined as mental or physical uneasiness. And then, if you go into the second definition of Webster Dictionary, it talks about emotional distress. So, but for this purposes and for today, we're going to talk about pain, and it's going to be the pain of going outward, always looking outward in pain. It's going to be looking into his dad, right? So let's do a little backstory, right? Oftentimes, a lot of you guys are introduced to me as Dr. Quita J. You know, she filled the Naplex. She took the Naplex a couple times. She may saw me. May encounter me from the Unscripted podcast. You may encounter me from the public health. I said I'm public health consultant, like my work in public health, things of that nature. Or you may find me from being a part of this nonprofit organization that focuses on financial literacy for the people of color. It's a lot of different parts. We help me encounter each other, right? But I want to do a little story and then really talk about like the transformation of when it comes to the Netflix, because a lot of times, a lot of people you know me from different walks of life. Let's say that, but the thing is, most of the time, people really know me from is the Netflix and me overcoming the thing of overcoming. And as you know, I would say the Naplex was one of those many things, but not necessarily was one of those things where I have to sit here and say it's like one of those many things I had to overcome for the overcome adversity in that sense. So for today's purposes, we're going to talk about the Naplex a little bit, okay? And I want to tell you about the transformation I had. Good morning. How are you? I was like, good morning, Adrian. How are you, girl? Look, I gotta get on my ways and good mornings. I was trying to hard. Yeah. I was like, hey. And if you don't know, you can many people are catching me from different points. Okay. Good morning, though. How you doing? So my story. So when it comes to the Netflix, right? Um, like most people thought, I came in thinking, good morning, Aaron. And this, okay, but when it comes to Netflix, I be say good morning. I get so excited. I love me a good audience now. I love it. Thank you. the thing is, thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Um, and the love. Thank you. When it came to the Naplex though, see, I just love it. Um, when it came to the Naplex, I had to really go into and think about it. So of course, the thing was just like everybody else, we got this prep book, right? And we gotta study this prep book and get through it. And but the thing is, you see how much information that's in the prep book. It's a lot of information, and the thing you feel your body start to feel a discomfort, the pain, right? And the thing is, it's like, oh man, I gotta go through this big old book, and you don't want to do it. You honestly don't want to do it, right? So the thing was, I got this prep book, and I just the thoughts start flooding my mind. Like, can I really study this thing? Like, can I really get through this book? Is it possible? And then I found myself going and checking, social doctor network, student doctor network, trying to see like what people have said. I found myself in Facebook groups trying to understand like what do they say, how to do this and how to do that. I started reaching out to some of my friends, some of the people I knew graduated before him, my mentors and all that. And it's like, they was like kept saying, just study the book, just study. It's okay, just study whatever. But I'm like, oh my God, I just can't, right? So it's the pain I was feeling. And I found myself reaching out. So again, I got overwhelmed with trying to study this big book. I started going to Student Doctor Network. I went to mentors, reaching out to people, right? If you pay attention to all these things, it's going outward, right? We're going outward. And that's the thing when it comes to pain for today. When it comes to pain, we tend to go outward looking for things, looking for advice, looking for um, guidance, want to hear how somebody else overcome this thing. We go outward. And sometimes, and we find ways to cope. Maybe it may be, oh, maybe I need a drink. Maybe I need to go have fun, relax. It's too much. You just start looking outward. But really, what we should do is look inward. We should really take the time out to look inward. So for today, I know I started this live stream talking about pain, giving you these technical definitions, but you may have heard pain referred to as pay attention inward now. And I would say this for the remaining of this time. Let's look at pain as an opportunity to pay attention inward now. Because oftentimes we want to look on the outside, but it's really the inside that we need to look into. So this Naplex story, right? Of course, to the Naplex, I failed. Yeah, I failed. Wasn't happy about it at all. Was not happy about it. But just like LaQuita, trying to get through everything, muscle through everything. Ooh, okay. Okay, I wasn't ready for that, but okay. Okay, so let's talk about this pain. All right. So the second time I took the exam, I said with my second attempt, I was still going through the things of like, oh, I need to study. I feel by 1 point, so I'm going to cut my hours on working. I'm going to do more studying, but I just kept feeling myself just being so stressed out all the time, just stressed out. Like I can perform. I'm at work. Laquita knows how to put on a good face and just show. And I felt myself doing it, like performing, being like I'm showing that I'm okay, but I'm not. I really do need help, but I'm afraid to do that. So took Netflix again. I know for a fact I wasn't ready. I was not ready to take Netflix. I wasn't. Um, Took it anyway, right? Failed. Failed. Failed again. Uh, heart dropped. Heart dropped a whole lot. And the thing about that was, here's the thing. When I failed this time, it was different. And it's like another thing I had to constantly keep checking in and picking up, like, to make sure I'm ready to pick myself back up again and do this and do that. But honestly, the pain, hmm, what I learned in that moment taking the Naplex, the pain was not outward. It wasn't the point of me actually studying for the exam. That wasn't my pain. The pain was, if I'm honest, and that's why you saw me earlier. I said, because I didn't come on to this. I didn't come for this. But here was the pain, though. It was the untreated pain of not dealing with my the passing of my little cousin. Feels like a little brother to me. It was that was the pain I was dealing with. And because I kept trying to keep going on and on, like, oh, I can do this pain. I'm gonna push forward. I wasn't ready to go through that pain that I was experiencing. So oftentimes we run away from the pain, and we think it's, for me, I thought I wasn't passing the Naplex because I wasn't preparing. I had too many methods. That was always that was a factor too. Now, don't get me wrong, that was a factor. But the main point of it was that I was walking around grieving and did not want to properly grieve because I didn't want to feel the pain. But the thing is, in order to have a breakthrough, you must break, right? Break through. You got to break through something. And the thing was, I was so much in pain that I did not want to keep going forward. Like, I was like, this is not the exact words I told myself. And even today, grieving my mother, sometimes I tell myself, I do not want to experience the pain because I'm afraid of what would happen when I experience it. I'm afraid of losing my mind. It's insanity. Because here, to me, when I tap into grief, it's a form of insanity. Now it may not be like crazy. Like I don't know what it's to me. It's just a thing of my mind just can't grasp the things that I saw with my mother. My mind just couldn't grasp those things, and it's such a thing. It just couldn't grasp it, and it's like this. Your mind probably can't grasp that you fail your exam. Your mind probably can't grasp that you are for you at your parents' house. Your mind can't grasp that you working at a grocery store. Your mind probably can't grasp that you've been a technician when you went to school for a pharmacist, right? That's what that's what pain would do. Because LaQuita kept wanting to go look outward, but the real thing was for her to look inward. I was trying to work through grief. And if I'm honest, that's why you always want, like, what happened to LaQuita? LaQuita's mother died. LaQuita's mother died. Her why died. She had to take a break to make sure LaQuita okay. LaQuita had to make sure LaQuita was okay. Because at the end of the day, I'm no good to you if I'm not good to myself, right? But sometimes we have to really, truly look inward. And pain is pay attention inward now. So I began paying attention to me. I paid attention to my body's response. When studying for the Naplex, I paid attention to what was creating anxiety for me. It wasn't the material, it was my approach to the material. My approach to feel like I got to know every single thing. That was my approach. And my body's response was anxiety. My heart started beating fast. It was a thing of overwhelm, flushing me. Like it's that. I'll even more like the heaviness. Last year I was presented with an opportunity to do something it's on my bucket list of doing, and the opportunity also presented me to move across country, and I was excited about it because I thought it was so ironic that the day before I was just talking about moving to that particular area, and the next day the opportunity presented itself. But my body, I had a feeling of heaviness. I had a thing of like it was crazy. I realized how I was becoming more anxious just going through the process of going to that. Oh, say making the steps for the opportunity. That's the thing. Oftentimes we miss the warning signs that our body's trying to tell us. Think about it. When you're studying, when you're working, is this opportunity creating heaviness, or does like a light bulb go off? Does it excite you? Because oftentimes we ignore our body's response. We have a GPS system, an innate GPS system that's constantly navigating us, directing us which direction. But sometimes we won't listen to the GPS and say, stop, yield, right? We have to listen to that. Pay attention inward now. First one was pay attention to your body's response. Second one, pay attention to your thoughts. What are you saying to yourself? Because the pain is always something inward, is what we speaking to ourselves. If I'm hot, honest, open, and transparent, it took everything for me to come in this live today. Every single thing. A lot for me to come to do this live today. But I have to show you how you work through your pain, right? Because for me, Mother's Day is next week. For me, with my grief, I feel the pain this week. I'm not gonna feel the pain on Sunday. I'm gonna be happy. But the week before, whew, feeling it. The week after, whew, might feel it. But we gotta work through our pain, right? I felt the pain doing this live. This is my first time ever going live on LinkedIn. And I was so excited, but I was scared. Because you know why on LinkedIn? We always present the good things. I'm happy you got your job promotion. I'm happy you got your job. I love seeing people win and over. I love seeing people win. I love that you got this nomination. You've been you won this award. I love that. But there are people going through storms in life, right? We always show the good side. We don't show the ugly. We don't show the bad. That's not how my life set up. I'm sorry, because it's three things that's always constant in life. Is you in a storm, you're going to a storm, or you coming out one. And it just seems like for me sometimes we always showing us coming out of a storm. But a lot of us still in the storm. I was about to head into one that we need the tools to get to help us weather that storm, right? Hmm. But I'm sorry, I want to hold. But my thoughts. These are my thoughts. I have to pay attention to you have to well, I had to pay attention to my thoughts. You have to pay attention to yours. What are you saying? Because if I'm honest, I literally LaQuita talked herself out doing this live stream at least 10 times. Something that happened outside, the lawn service that came. I talked myself at least, I'm telling you, plenty of times. I wasn't went live yesterday, but I did. So you got to really ask yourself, pay attention to your thoughts. What are you saying to yourself? And the question may be, why are you afraid to do that? Why is that thought a thought? Because if I'm honest, I didn't want to go live today because it's like I feel like I have to be perfect, but I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect individual. As someone said yes last night in our last B group, is that I am human, flawed to perfection. So we are human, flawed to perfection. Okay, take that pain. Look at your body response. Pay attention to the thoughts you're saying to yourself. And my third point, pay attention to your environment. Pay attention to your environment. And environment not necessarily meaning a place. The mindset. The mindset. Not necessarily a place now. Environment. Your suit. Your body. That's an environment too. Pay attention to your environment. And the question may be, the better yet, the question may be is, what are you putting, what are you consuming in that environment? Pay attention to that. Because that little thing that you may think that, oh, I got it. Or I'm going to watch this show, listen to this song. That may not be the thing that's helping you to really put your best foot forward. Pay attention to that. Because you have to understand what you're putting inward. When I got my mind ready for the Naplex, I had to pay attention to my environment. For me, it was a place. I had to move out that place. Because one thing is, now I'm having trouble studying for the Naplex. But one thing I don't need is to walk. Oh, I'm going to tell it. The one thing I don't need is to be driving around in this little small town in central Wisconsin and be afraid to drive or being afraid of being a target and being killed. That was unnecessary stress I didn't need. I had to change my environment. That was one, the place of location. Two, I had to change my environment, where I studied. I started studying at a seminary library. I said, well, Lord, look, this is your house, this is your school. I need you to be in the midst. So I need you to be in every study session. I invited God to my study sessions. I said, it's time. It's time to change the environment with my mind. I'm so bold. I printed out a certificate that had just like the NABP and had congratulations, you passed the Naplex. And I saw it every day. I changed my vision. My mind said, I made a declaration and said I had to speak over myself, and I spoke over myself every day and let me know it's time. Again, in order to break through, you must break. Break. Breakthrough. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to your environment. But more importantly, pay attention inward now. This is how we looking at pain. You have to look at pain totally different these days. You can't keep looking outward when the truth is you need to look inward. And one of the books, when I start looking, I ain't gonna say the book. I'm not gonna mention the book now. I'll mention another lie. I looked inward. I looked inward and saw that my real struggle was not studying for the Naplex or parent acting for the Naplex. My real problem was not properly grieving, trying to overcome, overcompensate, trying to treat a death, a whole life, like it's another adversity in life. That was the pain. But I had to look inward. I never would have known it if I didn't look inward. So I started looking at grief and how I really truly process grief. Now, years later, experiencing my mother's death, I must say, it's taught me something about with my grief. That one thing I did know when it came to my mother's death, I will not try to work my will, like work my grief away, keep myself busy. I'm gonna sit all in it because I have to sit in it. I paid attention inward now. I paid attention to the point where I told you, I know for LaQuita, this week is hard for me. I pay attention to how I grieve. I grieve the week before and the week after. But the day of, I'm fine. I'm really fine. It's the days leading up and the days afterwards. The anticipation of that day. And then the realization. The days before the anticipation of knowing that my mother is not here. Next week will be the realization that she's not. But that's grief, right? And understanding grief. I may be great years, months, and then one day it's like, oh my God, start all back over. But that's grief. And that's what pain does. But I would never known it if I didn't take the time out to stop looking outward and start looking inward. That's pain. So today, I want you to look inward. And even that thing you may think that's so hard for you to do, it probably may be. I don't say it's more like the very thing you need to do to break through to this season, to get to the other side. Because freedom is on the other side. Happiness is on the other side. Joy is on the other side. Your peace is on the other side. We have to face the pain. Face the pain. It's a part of the process. It's a part of you learning your strengths. And how do you face the pain? By looking inward. So I want you to look inward today. Take our time to pause. I know it's about to be lunchtime. You probably still on your lunch break. But take time out to pause. Just pause for a moment. Okay? Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining me, for watching. I hope something I said added value to your life, that made a difference. I hope that's something I said. And please let me know. Let me know. I want to know. I want to know what is something you need to look inward on. I look forward to knowing. Thank you again for joining me. It's been a whole pleasure. It really has. I thank you again. And I hope you have a great day. And I don't know why I want to start calling Tabitha Brown, but I got to call myself. But I'm going to say it like I said it. Remember, pharmacy is only limited if you are. All right. Have a good day. Talk to you guys later.